At Pro Day, you were hanging out with Matt Rule for like half an hour. What was that about? Did you already know him, and what was that conversation about?
Yeah, I kind of already knew him just from being recruited in high school, and we were just catching up a little bit. You know, he said he's been watching me, so just staying on my grind.
I know you switched a lot of positions and stuff. He was talking about you as a cornerback. That sort of validate the decision.
Yeah, playing corner, I feel like I've found my new home at corner, and just standing growing at that position. And he was looking at me at corner, so yeah, that just solidified it even more.
Miles, where are you weighted?
205 to 208 in that range.
You look good.
Thank you.
Just taking that next step in, you said you found your home. How have you seen yourself grow?
Just the fundamentals, you know, watching myself on film, I feel more comfortable, and I think I look more comfortable at the position versus before it was still kind of new to me, but I feel like it's more natural to me now.
A couple of your teammates have talked about you being a little more vocal this spring too. Just kind of how have you worked on that?
You know, now I've been here probably one of the longest out of the secondary, so it's just stepping into that leadership role and being more confident in myself and what I see on the field, so I can make checks, make calls before that happens on the field.
Early on in your career, when you came here as a receiver, you were kind of on defense, back on offense, back on defense. You never left, and in this age, that's kind of unusual. Why did you stay in and see it all out?
You know, initially I felt like it was just another opportunity just to show how versatile I can be as a football player and as an athlete. And then, I mean, when it comes down to it, I prefer corner now, but just showing that I can play both sides of the ball, because, I mean, it's not easy to be running routes forward and then have to do it backwards like right after. So just showing I can do both.
Is there a moment for you where you feel like it kind of clicked for you at corner?
I can't put a specific moment on it, but just this spring, the whole spring has just felt really well. It felt really good for me.
Miles, who's the toughest receiver you've had to cover so far?
This spring it's probably Mingo, but you know he hasn't been doing too much right now. But I'd say Mingo.
You noticed any changes, differences, with Parchers kind of taking over more of the play calling and defense this spring?
I feel like we have a lot of different things we can do with the defense now. A lot of disguises, a lot of different checks and stuff. It's some of the same stuff, but overall I think it's going to be a lot better.
From just a couple of practices we've gotten to see on Saturday, is it more aggressive? Is that something you'll notice?
Yeah, we more aggressive coming after the ball.
Is anything different for you with a new position coach? Kind of how's that working?
It's been a good transition. You know, Coach Carter is a younger coach, and a lot of his coaching style is kind of tailored to youth athletes. So it's been a good change.
This might be a dumb question, but with so many new faces every year in the secondary, we hear about chemistry. How long does it take to kind of build that chemistry? How long does it take to get to know a teammate when you have somebody like Tennyson or
Right.
Sheet or any of that?
I think we do a good job of having events outside of football just to build chemistry with each other. But during fourth quarter, you know, just grinding out with each other over those workouts and everything, I think that just builds. And then 7-on-7 and stuff together after we work out, just building chemistry with each other, knowing what our strengths and weaknesses are.
Who organizes those events? Is it coaches? Is it players? How do you guys?
The events, sometimes it's the coaches. Sometimes we just all call each other and say we're all going to go bowling or something like that, and we all just meet up and have fun.
Who's the best bowler?
Me. Check the season if you want to.
If the transfer portal had been available to you earlier in your career, you were moving around and stuff, would you still be here?
So actually, I was in the portal my sophomore year, but that was before Coach Kiffin got here. And when that staff got here, I kind of felt like they knew what they were doing and that it was a pro mindset kind of environment, and I just wanted to be around that.